Swansea 1-3 Tottenham. Dele Alli, Son Heungmin and Christian Eriksen seal remarkable turnaround as Spurs keeps Lim title hopes alive with last-gasp win. Swansea started the match on the front foot and Jordan Ayew set up Wayne Routledge from close range. Tottenham enjoyed 75% possession in the opening period, but Swansea managed to keep them out. Swansea keeper Łukasz Fabianski made a brave save to deny Spurs substitute Vincent Janssen on 78 minutes, but 2 minutes from time and Christian Eriksen's shot was deflected out to Dele Alli, who equalised. Vincent Janssen held off his man brilliantly to set up Son Heungmin for a late winner in South Wales. Eriksen then grabbed one of his own by slotting home a calm finish to put his side 3-1 up and kill off Swansea. It is getting increasingly difficult to mug this bunch, a team that has offered so many punchlines to so many jokes hit back with a wonderful, baffling, absurd show of strength on Wednesday night. Make no mistake, Tottenham were dead and buried. Not quite in the context of the game, because even though they trailed until the 87th minute, they always looked the better side. But certainly in the bigger picture of the title race, they were done. And it all seems so Spursy, a classic tale of Tottenham fluffing lines when they needed a clear voice. A defeat against relegation fodder, just days after Chelsea finally opened their door. How embarrassing, how typical. Christian Eriksen celebrates scoring his side's third goal, all coming after the 88th minute during a crazy last few minutes. The Tottenham players' delight is for all to see after Eriksen's late goal secured a remarkable 3 points on Wednesday night. Tottenham's players celebrate their comeback win at the Liberty Stadium as they won 3-1 with a stunning late turnaround. Son Heungmin jumps for joy alongside his delighted teammates after his injury-time goal put Spurs 2-1 in front. Dele Alli scores Tottenham's equaliser in the 88th minute after Christian Eriksen's shot was deflected to the midfielder. Alli, the England international, is mobbed by his Tottenham teammates after scoring the late equaliser against Swansea. Wayne Routledge slots home from close range from Jordan Ayew's cross to hand Swansea the lead in the 10th minute. Left-right Moussa Dembele, Vincent Janssen and Jan Vertonghen celebrate after the full-time whistle in Wales. And the red is how it was looking for so long. Wayne Routledge had done the damage 11 minutes in, and for an enormous stretch Tottenham did nothing but waste chances. Easy come, easy go, 32-1 for the win with 87 minutes played. Oh for Harry Kane. And then they turned this game so magnificently. First, Dele Alli equalised 3 minutes from time. And then, bedlam, sheer pants-on-head madness. In the first of 7 minutes of stoppage time, Son Heungmin hit the winner and Mauricio Pochettino looked as though he couldn't quite decide if he wanted to hug his stuff or murder each one by hand, a ball of frothing emotions and flailing limbs. Christian Eriksen then made the game save 3 minutes later. Stunning, really. Son had an effort on goal during a first half which Tottenham dominated but finished trailing by 1-0. Paul Clement has done a remarkable job since taking over at Swansea after they looked certainties to be relegated. Routledge pulls away from his marker in the opening period to fire Swansea into a surprise lead against Tottenham. Swansea's players including Gylfi Sigurdsson and Kyle Naughton celebrate Wayne Routledge's 11th minute opener. Jordan Ayew is marshalled by Tottenham's Moussa Dembele during the first half of the match at the Liberty Stadium. Toby Alderweireld challenges Ayew. Tottenham were unlucky to go into half-time 1 goal behind after dominating. Mauricio Pochettino looks on during the first half of the match against Swansea. Spurs dominated but couldn't score. And on Live Tottenham, the team that last season finished third in the two-horse race, Pochettino was still shaking his head a full half-hour later. He said, "That happened because we believed and never gave up." It is true if you want to compare Tottenham with Chelsea in last 10 years, it is true they won some titles and us no. But to create that winning mentality is about this type of game. We showed our character. We got 3 points because we never gave up. We are still pushing, still going and putting pressure on our opponent. We will go step by step and game by game. Swansea are saying the same, but what a rotten, unpalatable punch in the guts. They so nearly had the most improbable of lifelines in this wretched campaign. But just as quickly as Tottenham found hope, they lost theirs. Brutal. Gylfi Sigurdsson holds off Alli's challenge. The Icelandic midfielder has been one of Swansea's best players this season. Ex-Tottenham defender Carl Noctin leaps for the ball with Spurs midfielder Alli in a competitive opening period. Ayew tries to skip round Jan Vertonghen and Ben Davies but is stopped in his tracks by a sliding challenge from the defender. Jack Hawke played in the midfield anchor role for Swansea. He sustained a head injury in the first half but continued to play. Paul Clement looked utterly broken by such a remarkable finale that leaves them winless in 4 and back in the bottom 3. He said, "It's a result that's very tough to take for me, the players, the fans. The players know the situation. Bottom 3 and 7 games to go. We have to go to West Ham on Saturday believing we can get a result. The games are running out." For so long, this looked like being Swansea's night, going right back to a pair of incidents before kick-off. For one, Hugo Lloris reported it after his pre-match lunch and became one of 5 changes to the side used at Burnley, joined by Victor Wanyama, who failed a fitness check on his back a couple of hours before kick-off. Those alterations necessitated a switch from a back 3 to a 4 and a bench that looked thin, but today's Spurs are frequently lauded by Pochettino as a tougher, more resilient bunch than previous versions. Will this run-in do a better job than last season's in proving the theory? Certainly, they started here like a side ready and able to cause damage. Inside 4 minutes Son blew 2 chances, the sort Kane would likely have buried. Son shoots straight at Łukasz Fabianski after being set up by Alli. Tottenham couldn't score despite dominating first half. Eriksen runs along the touchline as Martin Olsson chases the Spurs midfielder during a competitive match. Alli is challenged by Ayew as Spurs almost saw their title bid falter at the Liberty Stadium against a dogged Swansea side. But then came the sucker punch spawned from a long Łukasz Fabianski punt upfield. Jordan Ayew beat Ben Davies with a sidestep at the byline before squaring to the near post and Routledge poke past Michel Vorm. "We cannot concede like that," Pochettino said. Spurs pushed on and found plenty of possession but no joy. By the close of the first 45 minutes, one statistic had Tottenham dominating with 75% of the ball. Yet the only number worth crunching showed they trailed a side in desperate danger of losing the Premier League future. The pattern repeated through the second half and right the way to the brink. Fabianski at one point refused to be substituted, a brave man fighting for his club's life and making fine saves. But then up popped Alli, and then Son, and Eriksen. Brutal for Swansea. For Spurs, an extraordinary way to stay alive and prove a point. Swansea's players crowd out Spurs substitute Vincent Janssen. The Dutch striker struggled to make an impact off the bench. Leroy Ver plays a pass over the top of Tottenham's defence, but his Swansea side would soon collapse against Tottenham. Eriksen is hugged by Kieran Trippier after the Danish midfielder waltzed through the middle of Swansea's defence to score.